Hi Heather, this is Ian again. I bet you know the bald guy by now. Anyway, I'm going to show you your guitar. It's a cool guitar. You got your Michael Kelly in there. It's loaded with beautiful power abalone, and I love abalone. The binding is fairly plain, but it's got beautiful East Indian rosewood and a nice finish. Fairly tight. It's in good shape. Does come with a pick guard. Nothing too fancy, but pretty. Nice tortoise shell. I don't know if you can tell, probably on the B string you can see some of the abalone on the pegs. And if you look really carefully you can see that there's a compensated saddle, which is that bit right there, and that helps with the intonation. So you get these nice and I bet you're like, oh, how do you do that? I want to learn how to do that. Okay. So you get your guitar and you find a good one, like the double dot 12. It's easier to figure that out. And you put your finger just gently over it. And don't press down, but right over the fret. And that makes a harmonic. Those are always good to know. I know you've learned some chords. Hey, right on. So you've got your D, or as some would say, D shouldn't include the E string. I go with that. It should. And you got your G. Probably not very easy to see. A and E. That's going to get you pretty far. Those are good ones. Bar chords are where you use your nut typically to make all the other notes are actually kind of a zero, if that makes any sense. So this is your first fret. These will be zeros. So E is like that. And there's a couple ones that you can, move your finger up like a capo, and you make the same chord. So it helps not to use your index if you're making these chords. But like say if I were to move it up, using this as the new, and then make that chord again like an E chord. Wish I was better at these. Oh, yeah, that was a E minor, I think. A minor. Ta-da! And then an F. I like the E chord. You can also do it with the A, but you'll have to use just one finger really, or maybe you can use two, I don't know. Well, how do you make that ska sound? I like that. Okay, so once you get the bar chords down, and there's like two, the E bar chord, the A bar chord. Once you get those down, you go down, it's kind of like a scratch, like that's a scratch, and you press down and lighten up, you kind of pull off the fretboard at just the right time, so instead of like, you cut it short. Does that make any sense? Or so it's down, stop that. Okay. That's the bar chord. You don't have to learn this all in one day, but I figure a little would help. The power chord. But you're probably not as into rock and roll at this point. But if you wanted to play stuff like Green Day, I'm having trouble trying to sleep, I'm counting sheep but running out. And you can do quite a bit with that. Those are itty bitty little chords, just 2 strings, 2 strings, 2 strings. So your index finger plays the top string, and either your middle finger or your ring finger plays the second string down. And they're split by 1, so it's kind of like that, kind of where my fingernails are. This one is like off the thing, but you can just play it like that. Then you don't have to move as far. Doo-doo 5, doo-doo 3, 2, 1, open. And the lyrics and whatnot. You can find all that fun stuff under tabs. If you just look up tab, Insomnia by Green Day? One of those. Have friends show you sometimes, that helps. Those are called power chords. And you can play down or down up. Whatever's easier at first. Ultimately, you'll need quick downs to go with the quick ups, and then you can play really fast like... Let's see. You can also play those a string down like this, and you see how there's a little space between my index finger and this string? If you can just barely touch that one, it mutes it so you don't hear it. That sounds a lot better than, see, there's an extra E string is playing if I don't connect. That sounds okay, but if you kind of nudge that one a little bit, you get rid of that one. And then you can go up a string. And there's lots and lots of alternative songs that are really easy to play if you just learn the 2 basic power chords and you slide them around. I liked those for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. They're easy. They help you with sliding around, your basic positioning. And that's like Sweet Sweet Jane. So it's a 5. Remember to kind of touch right there. And then another 5. 3. I don't know much about that song, but I don't know. Sounds like one you might like. And then there's like Bush, 2, 4, 6, 2. Little patterns. All of them are just little patterns. If there was an original pattern, it's already been taken and turned into a song. Okay, how does that part happen? Because that doesn't sound like... So you take your palm and... Karate chop. Too far over. Dead, sliding it. Watch it, sliding it. Now we're getting some noise. Now we're getting a lot of noise. Now we're getting all the noise, okay. So I'm going to make an open chord, and now I'm going to slide it. Until, that's called muting, or dampening. that lets you have different percussive sounds. So, and you can always pick up for a full note. Resting on my pinky here, that kind of gives me some support. Sometimes I have to go to the beginning. Maybe singing along. Needed you more, wanted us less, could not move, just regress. Alright, don't do anything. Just go back to the tune. This is a very original song because if you slide over one, you can play Green Day. Go from Bush to Green Day by doing nothing. Slightly different beat.